my hair. This place has the best shampoo and the best soap that we've had to date. So we brought our own. I'm out of my good shampoo, so now we've just been kind of like, it's really bright out here. Sorry if I'm squinting. Anyway, I was able to wash my hair and like actually suds it up really good, which is the first for a while. But anyway, I thought, well, I took off all my stuff off my feet, just because they were so wet today. Like my shoes were completely soaked, socks and all this stuff. So that's another reason we're gonna go ahead and just have them wash it. With it being overcast, we just need all of our stuff washed. I have one clean pair of socks, and I don't even know 100% if they're like how clean they are, but two are really dirty, and I've got one pair that I think is okay. But anyway, so I thought I needed to get all this stuff off my feet, and so I thought I'll just show you. To me, it is like the perfect tried and true way to take care of your feet if you get blisters. Now, keep in mind, I don't have big blisters. If you have big monstrosity blisters like Brian, I don't know what to do for that. Like, I don't have help for that. Like, I'm just telling you what works for me personally for small blisters. This is Leukotape. It's called Leukoplast. It has a little lid that goes over it. I just took it off and trashed it. But it's something that we can't find at home. We ordered the first stuff that we had online a long time ago, and it was kind of expensive, but it come in a huge big roll. Let's see if I've got, yep, it was this wide right here. It was that wide, so it's like almost double what this is. And we just kept this old card and wrapped a bunch of it around it because it was so much. We didn't want to like bring that whole roll because it was really heavy, but we ran out of it. So this we had to order online. We went to every place around home trying to find it, and we could never find it, so he ordered it. But so maybe it's a European thing, I don't know. Leukoplast, we call it Leukotape, but it's easy to find here. We can find it at any pharmacy. You just need to know what it's called. Like, we kept saying Leukotape and they didn't know what we were talking about, and so he showed them a picture and they were like, oh. So anyway, Leukoplast, we've not been able to find the wide. This is fine, you just have to double it up. I prefer the wide. Anyway, so for my blisters, I'm gonna show you what I do. I think it is the perfect fix. Okay, so they do look a little rough right now, just for the fact because they have been wet all day long. So I know, like, if you're like, oh, you need to dry that out, it's because it's been wet all day. It typically doesn't look like this. So when I get a blister, this is where I'm prone to getting a blister. Right here and right here. And I'll have, you can see my toe wrapped up here, and on my other one, that's not from blisters, that is from me being stubborn and not wanting to cut this toenail like really short. And it's just keeping it from, when I'm going up heels, it has a tendency to kind of like dig into that toe right there a little bit. So I just tape my toes up there, and that works. So anyway, this is, I get these little, almost like a callus, but it's, I don't know, it's a cross between a callus and a blister. All of this white stuff is just sticky residue that's left over from the tape. But you can see there's a little blister here. And this is the one I was talking about that they almost make like a callus. This is not open. This is not an open wound at all. So for that, what I'll do is, now that I'm on camera, we have another one of these. I probably will not be able to rip this. I would prefer to do it with scissors, but anyway. So I just take off some. Lines coming out. I'm doing a little video about feet. About simple blisters, not complex blisters. He has complex blisters. Mine are just kind of simple. So for this, I just, and actually I could probably do that. Have done half that. I do this right here. That didn't get laid down really good, but so I'll have to put a little piece of tape over that. To me, the benefit of Leukotape is it is sticky.
Yeah, it don't come off.
It's not like, don't bring a Band-Aid.
I mean, whenever you put Luco tape on, it is so sticky on the one side that after you walk that day, your socks stick to the other side of it.
Yeah, like don't mess with Band-Aids.
Yeah.
To me, a Band-Aid would be 1000% useless on a long trip, like a long trail of some sort. Completely useless. But you don't want this right here. So what I'm gonna do is just put another piece down flat. And then I'll just go through and...
You also need to put a...
this isn't a blister. This isn't an open blister. This is
you
just
need to put a...
this is a hot spot. What we call.
What is it? You need to put a thing on there saying, so you're not...
Yeah, I've already said that.
that you're not...
I said I'm not a doctor. I said this is what worked perfect for me with small blisters. Now, you could do one on big blisters.
No.
I don't
Because I haven't
know.
done the right thing yet.
I don't know. Right. This is just what worked for me. Now, since this is an open blister here, or open whatever, little wound.
I'm going to go register.
Okay. Will you ask her about food?
Yeah.
Oh, here she comes.
You want to...
Hold on. I'm going to pause this real quick.
laundry?
Okay. So this is that lamb's wool stuff I probably showed before. I don't have a bag for it anymore. I just keep everything in Ziploc bags. Brian has used a lot of this and it has really come in handy for him. We saw it on some sort of Camino video, I think, for the first time. So anyway, I just carried a little bit and I honestly did not think I would ever use it because I don't really typically get blisters and I have used it. So it's lightweight. It's not gonna, you know, I don't bring a ton, but it's definitely has come in handy and it does not take much at all. This is what I use to wrap my toes with. It's great stuff. It's that stuff that like they put around you whenever you get blood or whatever, and it keeps that cotton in place. So that's what that is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll take a piece of this, and I don't need this much, so I'm gonna even just tear this in half. And then I'm going to, it's almost like I'm making my own Band-Aid. I mean, that's in essence what I'm doing. I'm making my own Band-Aid. Because you don't want to put Luco tape, you know, straight on like that little open wound. So what I like to do is get a piece of this out. Again, I would prefer the wider, but we're working with what we got and what we can find. Oh crap, you gotta be careful. You don't want any kinks in it or anything, so that's good. What I have found that works for me is I just go ahead and lay this, depending on how big your spot is. Mine's not very big. In the middle. And like I said, this is not like rocket science, and it's not like I've invented this, because it's basically, you're making a Band-Aid. But the great thing, this will not come off. So then I'm gonna lay it right, actually, I don't need to do this right now. I need that to probably breathe right now. I'm gonna leave this like in the room ready to go for tonight. But basically what I would do is I would lay this on here. I'm gonna put this right on that wound or that blister, and then I'm gonna put a piece above it and a piece below it where there's none of that cotton sticking out or lamb's wool stuff. So that's basically how I do that, and I do not think there's a better way. I'm open to suggestions, but to me this is what works, and I just thought I would share that with you because I thought it might work for you. Again, I think it would be a little bit, depends on kind of also where your blister is located, like on your body. Like some places, you know, like Brian has dealt, like his stuff is all like up here. That is a harder, and it's a lot bigger. That's a lot, you know, it's kind of a different location that can be a little bit maybe harder to get stuff to stick. But in my opinion, you will not find anything that will stick better than Luco tape. Don't bring Band-Aids. I mean, unless you want a Band-Aid, like if you cut your finger or something. But I'm gonna say this is the very, very best stuff you can get. And yeah. So if you have a way that helps, or something you found, I definitely not saying that this is the only way to do it. It's just what works for me. I love that it doesn't come off. Like this will not come off your body. Again, you don't want that sticking out the sides. I would lay that right down, and then I'm gonna put 2 other pieces. But yeah, if you have something that works for you, drop it in the comments and share that. And if I can get Brian to talk about his big old blister, he might be able to share. But he said he ain't figured anything out that works for his yet. It's just a lot of real estate he's doing with. So anyway, that's it. Okay, so while we're waiting on our food to cook, we're a little bored because we can't find cards or anything. So instead of like just being on our phones, we are going to ask each other a series of questions that has to do with the Camino. I'm going to ask him a question and he has to answer, and then I'll answer, and then vice versa. But we've not really practiced this, like, so we just had to come up with questions on the fly. Okay. Who's going first?
You go first.
You want me to ask first?
Sure.
Okay. We may have to abruptly stop if people like bust in here. Okay. So, what would be your biggest challenge about the Camino?
I think it would be dealing with feet issues.
Okay.
Achilles and blisters.
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the biggest challenge.
Okay. I would say my biggest challenge is, probably getting to a town and not finding food. Like you've hiked all day and you're hungry and then not finding food. Like that legitimately drives me crazy. Like that's so hard for me. Like my mental state. I'm like, I need some food. Okay. I think
And she's
that's
talking
probably-
American food too, on top of that.
Well, I mean, I don't want like necessarily squid and bread. Yeah, I mean, that's a challenge. And I'm not a picky eater, but like, you know, after you've hiked all day and you're starving, I'm gonna check on my bacon. So yeah, I think that is a huge challenge. And then also the language,
Yeah.
because I don't do great with that. But the language is also a challenge. So like, I'm mad at myself that I don't know Spanish. I wish I did. Like legitimately, I wish that I had taken Spanish and like learned Spanish. And I wish we made our kids learn Spanish. All right. You have to bother this cheese. It's good. It's good. It doesn't taste weird.
Yeah. So my question would be, what has been
That's good.
the hardest thing so far for you on this Camino?
Which is the same question I just asked you.
Was it? Exactly.
I just
Okay.
asked you that.
So
This is our life
Let me
with
reframe
perfect tea. He doesn't listen to me ever. That's so funny.
what would you say has been the most depressing moment?
Oh my gosh, you're asking the same question. Okay,
Right.
the most depressing moment would be when I get to a town and there's no food.
See, I figured it was you got to a town you didn't know where to go.
That wasn't the most depressing. It's the food over, but I did get to a town and I got lost. That was challenging. That was a big challenge. It wasn't depressing, but that was hard, yes. So, what was
And I guess mine would be
Most
the
depressing.
day when you came up El Sombrero and I realized that I had missed out on the opportunity to do that portion of the hike.
yeah, that was a fun portion. Okay, I got another one. What was your favorite day so far?
Favorite day?
If you can think of one, because I know it's hard to remember it all. Your favorite day, or like a moment that like really stands out of like, this is so much fun. I love this. I'll check on my bacon.
Let me think.
Ooh. Would you like me to rephrase it?
No, I'm trying to think back.
Have you enjoyed it?
I'm trying to figure out. I remember there was a particular day. It may have been going into the town right past the Berry, where we had the really, really good meal the first time. It was a communal meal. We slept with the Italians.
Yeah, that was
I would
good.
say that was probably one of my favorite
We
days.
slept with the Italians. We didn't sleep with the Italians.
We slept
In the same room with
in
the
the same room.
Italians.
They were in a bunk next
That
to
was
us.
fun. Okay, so
I'm probably seeing, it's when you do big miles and other people don't, you get separated from the people that you have been hiking with, and then you end up with a whole nother different core group of people that you hike with, and if you do a slow day and they continue with the big day, then it just gets recycled again, and you're never with the same people, which is not a bad thing. But when you look forward to seeing John from Australia because he was funny and kind of cool, I mean, you don't see him.
who?
You hate to I was just making up a name.
Oh, I was like, who's John?
One guy that we've seen a few
My friend
times.
Daryl.
Well, Daryl for sure. Daryl and Janet, they're in the Meseta right now, so that's how far they're behind us. So, anyways,
I wish I had a Dot Sun Drop right now.
yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, my favorite day. This is gonna be a hard one because I have a bunch of favorites, but I love the Pyrenees day. It was rainy and cold, and the weather was crazy horrible, but I had so much fun that day. I love that day. So that, then going into, the Roncesvalles?
Brigette.
No, going into where the big monastery is.
Roncesvalles.
Roncesvalles. That day was magical. I love Roncesvalles. Going in there. And then I've had some days where I'm just in a high elevation and it's cool and there's tons of mountains. So all of those times would be my favorites. I'll ask one more. If you could have any meal right now, what would you have? As we're making our weird dinner.
If they have any meal right now, what would it be?
Like the whole thing, like everything from like all of it. Like everything. Like what do you want to drink? What do you want?
No, for sure, diet syndrome.
No.
I would like to have
It's not. What is it cooking?
fried catfish from Catfish Kitchen that burnt down with the hush
Okay.
puppies and white beans.
That would be good. I would want Diet Sundrop, a nutrition drink, a steak, and probably the spinach that they have at Adagio. It's good. Okay, we gotta get back to our food. You think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so we got some bacon frying. Bacon pieces. We got ground pasta going. Look at how yellow those eggs are. The eggs here are super yellow. So we're starting a cooking show. We're tired of everything, all the options, so we have bought eggs. I'm hoping that not hard boiled. Bacon pieces of sorts.
Butter.
Butter, because you gotta have that. Some Gouda. That's what I'm having tonight.
It's gonna be Gouda, Lena, mother.
What are you having?
Shells and some kind of
Pasta sauce.